This is Siachen, world's highest and coldest active frontier. For more than 30 years, the Jawans of the Indian Army have guarded the icy heights from Pakistan. But it comes at a cost. Bullets don't kill here, but cold does. India lost 163 Jawans over the last 10 years, most of them due to severe cold. With temperature dipped to minus 50 degrees Celsius at a height of 5,400 meters, forget about fighting. Even breathing is an uphill task. At this height, one could encounter weight loss, memory loss, sleeping disorder among some of the common health hazards. Then, there is always the fear of frostbites. In severe cases, it may lead to amputations.
I know of a case of a porter which is there in my book if you take a look at it, or an officer who lost 3 limbs. One hand, 2 hands and 1 leg he lost, or 2 legs and 1 hand he lost, and he is still serving in the army in Pune. He was a major that time, and he lost it because he had frostbite. And the other porter that I know of the case, who lost all 4 limbs because he went down in a crevasse. Now, one of the dangers in Siachen is when you are walking during the summers, which is again, the temperature could be -5, -6, -10. The crevasses open up. So if you are walking and suddenly you go down the crevasse can be just about 2 feet wide, but say 20 feet deep. Now you get into that, it's very difficult to come out. And this porter is a local boy from Ladakh. He went into a crevasse and he was there for 24 hours. But he survived because they could locate him, but they couldn't bring him out quickly. So it took a lot of time. In the meantime, the frostbite happened. So they had to amputate all his 4 limbs. But again, the army's system is so superbly laid out that they could give him artificial limbs, and now he is a telephone operator somewhere near the base camp in a civilian setup.
A lot is spent every year on the high-tech clothing for the soldiers posted here. India spends rupees 800 crore annually to import the extreme cold weather clothing system and mountaineering kits for soldiers. Rupees 35,000 is earmarked for each set of 3-layered extreme cold weather clothing system. Army aims to save nearly rupees 300 crore annually by producing these items indigenously. Now, India's Defence Research Wing DRDO is coming up with a special kind of boots for the soldiers. The DRDO has made special snow boots for the Jawans to enable them brave temperatures up to minus 40 degrees Celsius. The boots are specially designed to boost the Make in India initiative. The testing of the shoes was initiated by Footwear Design and Development Institute, FDDI.
See, these shoes which have been recently developed and designed, they have been tested to withstand the minus temperature of minus 40. So up to this temperature, which is I think that Siachen would have this temperature around minus 35, minus 25, minus 40. So I think the Jawans would be using these shoes, they'll be able to withstand this minus temperature. So there won't be any problem because we have tested them in our climate chamber. What they are wearing right now are all shoes they have been imported from out of the country. They are not under Make in India. So this is the first kind of shoe which they have developed for the country. Assisted DRDO in the testing of these shoes. They have developed the shoes and they have given us that for testing. Now what we do, we have this laboratory here in which we do the testing of shoes, because this institute is related to the shoes only. So we have physical lab and chemical lab. So what we do the testing of the shoes in our physical lab and in chemical lab. So they had asked us to conduct a special test on the Siachen boot developed by them. We have conducted those tests. The test was conducted in this cold chamber, where we have seen that the test was successful and the shoe withstand the temperature of minus 40 degree, which they wanted. So the shoe was successfully passed in the test, and this was the work we have done for DRD. This is a big boost for Jawans. They would be able to use it in any temperature up to minus 40. So I think it is a big boost for our Jawans, and it is a good New Year gift for our Jawans, you know.
We got the sample for testing purpose. We conducted the test at sub-zero temperature at minus 40 degrees centigrade. We performed the test in climate chamber, which is we are having very sophisticated climate chamber, which range from minus 70 degree to plus 220 degrees centigrade. And we performed this test, and we found that this one is more comfortable than the previous footwear at sub-zero temperature. We performed so many tests on footwear, like bonding test, upper flexing, and slip resistance also. It is also very much important to check the slip resistance of the footwear, because when we walk, it should not slip either on snow or in a plain surface. So we check the slip resistance. We are having very sophisticated slip resistance test machine. It depends upon the type of footwear we perform the test. Suppose if we have to check bonding, sole flexing, whether it's a flexible, sole is flexible or not. If sole is not flexible, so it cracks while flexing. And bond we check to check the bonding between the upper and the sole.
Indian soldiers have been deployed on the glaciers since 1984. After the army started deploying troops to protect its territory in Siachen and other high-altitude areas, several measures have been taken by the government to improve their living conditions there.
Anything that has an improvement over the previous issue of equipment is welcomed by the soldiers at Siachen or otherwise. And there has been a constant attempt to improve the quality, the endurance, the comfort of every equipment that comes in. Shoes is extremely important, but there are also socks which are 3 or 4 layers, and the shoes that they get, if they get lighter and lighter, and if they get stronger and stronger while getting lighter, it only benefits the soldier. I am sure they are going to be happy about if they are getting better quality, or it is under Make in India project. Then it's all the more welcome, because then you are now actually producing what you want for your own soldiers in the country. The cost, I am sure, is lower than an imported item from abroad, and it's a win-win for everyone.
With extreme cold being the biggest enemy at Siachen, these snow boots will now help our soldiers to stand their ground and hold the fort a bit more comfortably.